for the Kenya Met Department as a Deputy Director. El Nino, in very simple terms, is the periodic warming of the equatorial Eastern Pacific Ocean. And as it's well known, the Pacific Ocean is the biggest ocean in the world. When you disrupt the temperature patterns over this ocean, it triggers off a series of effects, including change in wind patterns, and this in turn triggers off changes in weather patterns across the globe. And these effects are what are felt over Eastern Africa during the short rains of October to December. Our Kenya Meteorological Department is an early warning service. It produces forecasts, warnings about severe and extreme weather events, climate events like the El Nino, and we've already done this. We actually did this way back in August. We released our forecast that indicated that this particular rainfall season of October to December 2015 will be highly enhanced, partly because we have the El Nino, and also because our Indian Ocean is plate warm. So these two factors are combining to give us more rainfall than we normally receive during this season. Basically, the El Nino is affecting the entire country, but there are always hot spots which are normally severely affected when flooding occurs in the country. One would, for instance, look at the lake region, the areas surrounding the lake. These are low-lying regions, and when it rains in the highlands, the waters flow down, and the areas near the lake which are flat tend to be hard hit with flooding. I think we are talking here of Kano, Plains, Nyando, Budarangi, all those areas. Then we have the low-lying areas of the lower Tana, including parts of Garissa, much of Tana River District, and also the floodplains of the Garana, the river. These are areas that are also commonly affected by flooding. Localized flooding also occurs in many urban areas due to the fact that you have pavements all across many of these places, and water tends to collect rather quickly and catch most people unawares. These are what we call flash floods. So urban areas, those areas I've mentioned in Western Kenya, the northeastern parts of the Tana River, the coastal areas are some of the areas that are likely to be hard hit by flooding. Basically, anytime you receive a lot of rainfall, there are quite a number of things that happen. One, there's severe flooding. This severe flooding can cause disruption and at times loss of life. The disruptions can take many shapes and produce all manner of impacts, one of which is puddles of water lying around. These are good breeding grounds for mosquitoes. This means that malaria incidences also go up with the El Nino. There is also outbreak of Rift Valley fever, which is a severe disease that affects both livestock and humans, and this happens in the northeastern sector of the country. And this actually has kind of a multiplier effect, because once an outbreak is declared in the country, then you can't even export your meat products to other countries because of the risk of infecting your customers out there. So this affects even the economy. Some of the other impacts that come up with the flooding is the fact that you have contamination of water, peat streams overflow, and this gets into the streams, and all this. This produces all manner of problems, including dysentery, cholera, and many other diarrheal diseases that come up during this kind of effects.